I'd love for you to talk about why now is the time. You're looking to grow your business, well, now is the time to for sure consider doing an acquisition.
Yeah, I think it's a great time because we haven't, in the bigger deals that you read about in the papers and on the blogs and things like that, you're seeing a contraction of value, right? You're seeing companies that are doing what we call down rounds. They were unicorns worth $1 billion. Now the valuation is $600 million or something like that. You're seeing giant companies like Netflix and Meta and things like that that are being really, really hammered on their stock prices. So what that means is that people are scared because it's all a function of risk and we don't know what's out there. Everybody's kind of looking around saying, what's around the corner? Is it a recession? Is it a little setback? Is it a correction? So it's the best time to think about acquiring because this is the time when everything's on sale. The time when people are uncertain is the time when the multiples are going to be the most favorable to you. And so there are plenty of entrepreneurs who are afraid of what is to come, or they've lived through a recession, maybe the 2006, 7, 8, 9, era, and they don't want to do that again.
It's on the stomach.
Yeah. And we get that.
100%.
Right. But for those of us who have seen several of those and see that really the economy is one of the more cyclical things that you'll ever encounter, we know that this is going to be a trough period. And it's going to lead to another, what we call a bull market, right? Where things are going up, which they did for about 12 years, I think it was, after the last Great Recession. So I think it's a great time to acquire right now because there's a lot of uncertainty. And that means that there will be a lot of value and that there will be competitors of yours who are scared of what is to come, who are not going to lean in, that are not going to move through their fear. And you can actually help them. It's not taking advantage, because I believe 100% you should always be ethical in your acquisitions. Don't take advantage of people, but when you're giving them what they want, if somebody wants out, there is a price. Just like in real estate, you want to sell your house today, and it's got to be today. You're going to get less for it than if you could go through a process, have lots of buyers, hopefully create an auction environment. It's the same thing with companies. If you're panicking and you need to sell today, or you're worried, or you've got some other thing you want to do, there's all kinds of reasons people are motivated sellers. Then you are doing them a service by helping them exit, which is what they want. And they are doing a service to you by giving you a favorable price because they know that's what it takes to exit. So it's two things there to me. It's one, don't feel like you're being predatory because you're actually helping them get what they want.
Same thing in houses.
Yeah, exactly.
People on the outside all the time, like, oh my God, you're taking advantage of somebody. They're trying to, bottom line, I can't buy what's not for sale, right? Period.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's putting the gun in. Right. If somebody needs to sell a house or any property for that matter, and they're in some level of distress, I'm a guy that can solve that problem. And the same thing in businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to sell, I'm a great option because I know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And so my question to you, how do you approach companies or competitors and figure out if there is any interest? I mean, is it the same as real estate? You just start having conversations?
Yeah, it's all conversations. And so you can have a systematized outreach just like you do with real estate. You can use services that list businesses like ZoomInfo and Hoovers and things like that to find out what's my acquisition criteria, what am I looking for, give me a list that I build of those people, create an outbound email direct marketing campaign, and start approaching those people. The best approach is always, I think, to either be direct and say, hey, I own a company that does this. I'm looking for companies that are in this revenue and profitability range that also do that or that do whatever it is that you're looking for. Have you ever considered selling? If so, I'm interested in having a conversation. That's the direct approach. The indirect approach would be, hey, I'm an investor who invests in companies in the industry that you're in. I'm always looking for opportunities to invest or even acquire companies so that you're kind of giving both of those. And then that creates a conversation that ultimately can potentially lead to an acquisition.